This is gonna be, I guess, my first review or first look and whatnot of a visual novel and anime called Steins. So, basically, a visual novel, which will be referred to as VN for the rest of this video, is a genre of video game which is basically more so a book rather than a game relying on actual interaction and gameplay, actual action and whatnot, and mainly the only time you're pressing buttons is to continue on to the next dialogue. Usually they involve things like puzzle solving or choices to make, which will affect the outcome at the end. And it's more so based on reading, just like a book, except as it says VN, visual novel. You might see cutscenes and other images and whatnot along with it, like of the characters and what's happening and whatnot in the scenery. So it's nice, very interesting. It'll usually also be voiced as well, Japanese, or if you get the English version or whatever language relevant to you. But anyways, of course there's gonna be spoilers in this video, so if you haven't seen it and don't like spoilers, you might just want to prepare for it or not watch at all. It's fine. But anyways, that being said, it came out first for the Xbox 360, 2009. Never played it. It was only in Japan back then anyway. More recently, it came out for the PS Vita and PS3 in English. In North America, it came out a few months ago. I pre-ordered it based on the fact that I had seen so many positive comments about the, I guess, Japanese version and whatnot. People were really excited for it to be getting the English version, so I was like, yeah. I mean, if it's this much acclaimed, why not? I'll give it a go, because I like visual novels anyway. So, pre-ordered it. Got delayed a few days. I was like, alright, fine, I'll wait. So, I got it. I was excited. Popped it in the Vita and started reading. And I was not very impressed. I was a little disappointed. But, by the time it got to chapter 5, which there's 10 chapters, I was very, very immersed. Once a certain thing happened, which you'll see if you watch the anime, it'll happen around halfway through the episode. Halfway. There's 25 episodes. Might be 10 or 11 or 9 around there that it happens, and you know what it is. Pretty sure. So chapter 5, it happens, and I'm just like, whoa, this is crazy. What's going to happen now? Like, what's going on? I'm so used to basically everyone for the first few chapters. It's just introducing the characters. They were like, okay, I seem they're pretty interesting. That's cool. Character development is always important, and interrelations and whatnot. But most of the conversation was always about science, because this is basically a time travel, like sci-fi kind of thing. So there's lots of time travel talk and whatnot involved, which to me, honestly, was very confusing. I didn't understand it entirely, and I was just really more so lost interest because of it. But it picked up, of course. It's a slow burn for sure, but it gets very interesting, and you won't be able to put it down. I know. As soon as it hit to that point where it got really interesting for me, I was up all night, just reading it. Went to sleep, woke up, did what I had to do. Through that time again, back to reading it all night. I did that until I finished, got all endings, because there's 6 different endings in the VN. And I was like, you know what? Go ahead, get all trophies. So basically, 100%ed it. And that was just recently. And then after that, I decided to watch the anime, because I decide to watch the anime usually after I play the VN, because the VN is more detailed and takes longer. The anime has 25 episodes, so that's about 9 hours. To get every trophy and every ending and everything in the VN, it took me about 40-something hours total, I believe. So, there's a big disparity and difference right there as far as time. So, knock the anime out in a day, like one overnight, basically. It's the anime in comparison is more condensed, and it has an English dub now, so I had to get used to hearing the characters in an English version, which of course I like English dubs in anime, but it was just a bit of a switch after hearing them speak in Japanese on the VN for so long. Got used to it, and I was like, oh, this is cool. You know, getting to see everything instead of having to read about it was, you know, it's a nice comparison and contrast. But I really didn't understand at first why it got so much acclaim that it did. But I'm glad I got it. That's for sure. The way the characters interact with one another and the relationship and everything, and the whole time travel theory and how everything can just change just by doing a simple thing that happens in the VN. Basically, it revolves around sending different text. They can send text messages to the past and whatnot, which is altering the timeline and whatnot. And basically, it's about how the main character is able to observe all these timeline changes because of the text that they're sending to the past that change a whole different. It makes everything different, and it's crazy. But the other characters aren't able to observe the timeline like he is. Their memories get rewritten whenever something like that happens, but his stay. So there's a big difference in what he remembers and what everyone else around him remembers. So you really get a feel for like the loneliness he could be feeling and the isolation for it's like, hey, don't you remember when we did this and that changed things and we sent this to the past and whatnot, and this is the outcome now. And basically everyone around him is like, what are you talking about? That never happened, huh? Like, it went this way or this happened and that didn't happen. And he's just like, what? No. And you get a feeling for the craziness he must be feeling. But then he finally understands that it's just the power that I have. So he takes that into consideration, and you see him really start to really just lose his mind, kind of, over trying to change the past for the better in order to change the events that are about to happen or currently happening. And it's just a great read or watch if you only prefer the visual novel or prefer anime. I of course like both. If you're going to pick one, I would personally recommend reading the VN first. Get that out of the way because it is longer and more detailed. A lot of reading though, definitely. A lot of talk about science that you might understand, and it's very much about Japanese culture. Like, some VNs and whatnot from Japan are not so um, based around the culture, so they're easier to understand for Americans and people of other nationalities and whatnot areas. But if you're into anime and that culture, or you're from there, then you're pick up to it pretty easily and whatnot. If not, then I would still recommend it if you like anime and VNs in general. I might not recommend it as like your first, but if you're a fan of them, then I would definitely get into it as soon as possible. Like I said, it's for the PS3, it's for the PS Vita. You could also find it on PC, I believe, maybe Steam. I'm not sure, whatever. But and the anime does have an English dub as of, I'm not sure exactly when, but I believe it's been at least a few years now. And like I said, 25 episodes, quick, like 9 hours or so straight. You can watch it in a day or two, depending on how busy you are. And basically, it's a great read, great watch. I mean, it's hard to say much about it without going into detail, making this video at least half an hour long, because I'd have to start by going over all the characters in order to properly explain everything. And I don't think anyone wants to sit here and watch it for that long. But if they do, I would love to go into detail about it. I mean, I have no problem with that. It's still fresh in my memory, as I said, because it's just a few days ago that I finished everything. I'm waiting for the movie to be English dubbed now. So far, it's been a few years and it hasn't, but hopefully it does. There's also going to be a sequel about it, but I've read the premise behind that. I'm not sure if I'm going to read or get the VN if it comes out in English. Not sure, maybe. The original one is fine enough for me. I still find it hard to stop thinking about it because it's still just, oh, it just left me with that feeling like, oh, this is amazing, like this is crazy. I don't know what to do now. Just find the next one that can hopefully be just as good. I can't imagine this not being my top 5 VNs for at least a while to come. Because I guess I haven't played that many yet, but I'm still kind of new to the genre. Not new to anime though, so they go hand in hand at times. But yeah, anyways, I just wanted to make a video, hopefully not too long, speaking about it and recommending it to people that do like VNs and or anime. So definitely recommend it. If I had to give it a number, I'd say like 4 out of 5 stars, maybe 4.5 even. So hey, take it for yourself and do what you will. And as always, have fun. Check it out. Thanks for watching. Enjoy. And I'll see you next time.